You know what I'm waiting for? Golden Boy.
Yes.
Welcome to Curiosity Public. Me, Dutch.
Me, Jules.
Dylan, me.
What?
Whoa, we got a response from Dylan. Unbelievable.
Unreal.
That must mean we're reviewing
he must
something.
Be happy, dude.
We're reviewing something he's excited about.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
So happy.
In this episode, guys, we are back to our Ultimate Spirits competition, our quest to review every sipping spirit on the face of the planet, and Highland Park Cask Strength Batch 2. That's right. We have a ton of Scotch to get through, but we just bumped this to the top of the line because it's Highland Park Cask Strength. The Cask Strength number 1 is still on our leaderboard, our very nebulous and hard to track down leaderboard. As you can see there, it's down at the bottom right there, but it is still on our leaderboard. And I will say that we had the magnetic leaderboard for whiskey before anybody else.
Wow.
Who are you referring to?
Down the gauntlet.
Who are you referring to in the whiskey
every
tubes
single
that started
day.
doing that too?
Hey, sincerest form of flattery, right? What? Anyway, the Highland Park Cask Strength number 2, I'm going to get it out of the box. Let's take a quick look at the box. It's a beautiful box. It's a nice box. It's reflecting a lot of light. It says release number 2 up there in the corner. And this kind of follows the whole motif. They've switched to this whole Viking motif with all of their bottlings. But look at that bad boy. Look at that.
Pretty cool though, man.
It's got kind of a dark red, brownish motif to it. 63.9% alcohol single malt Scotch from Highland Park.
Look at this juice.
I'm excited. Now, for our members of Curiosity Private and for our patrons, we will be comparing this to the Highland Park Cask Strength Batch number 1, the one that's on our leaderboard. And the sad thing is we're going to really have to prove if our scoring system makes sense, because if they don't score the same thing and we score them differently in a blind, it's going to be interesting. But anyway, we're going to do a blind comparison between these two. Not blind, but a head-to-head.
Yeah.
Wow.
Taste off. And that's going to be for members only.
And patrons.
And patrons. I don't have a glass.
Me too.
I always have a glass.
This is great, actually. Glass magically appeared. Let's get poured. Dylan, what do you got on this?
Magically
All right, so this is number 2 bottling, and this edition was made with a combination of sherry seasoned European and American oak casks, alongside some bourbon casks, and it was once again selected by, much like last year, the whiskey maker Gordon Motion. It is high proof, but wow, okay.
Wow.
This is really interesting because they do come out with like single barrel or single cask releases.
Right.
They have first fill and refill barrel ones. It's double the price of this, right?
Right, price point is about like 70, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, let's just say that about Scotch. Like, you don't normally find a 63.9, a 64% alcohol Scotch.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah, so true.
All right, you guys ready to get tasting?
Oh.
Yep.
Let's get going, guys. Let it open up for a second, because this is some beautiful Scotch. It's got to breathe.
It's gotta breathe.
How are the legs? Oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at how it just coats the glass. Amazing. It gets better with every sip. I swear to God.
Stop.
It gets better with every sip.
Stop tainting the score.
I didn't say where it started. All right, we've had some time to taste. We've had some time to score. We're now going to reveal our initial scores to each other and discuss them, all 10 categories. But first, our friend Julie here is going to tell you guys about our 10-point scoring system, our 10-category scoring system, in less than 10 seconds. Go.
We have 10 categories, as Dutch mentioned, that include aroma, flavor, body, complexity, balance, finish, uniqueness, drinkability, aesthetics, and value. Flavor, we weigh at 20 points instead of 10. Aesthetics and value, we weigh at 5 points each. You can medal in our competition. We score 16 up, go from bronze, silver, gold to diamond.
almost exactly 10 seconds. Fantastic, Jules.
It's a very friendly 10 seconds.
Yeah, it was generous. All right, guys, let's get our initial scores. Of course, this can change as we retaste it and discuss it. That's why we have a panel here. So we discuss things. Initial score for me, 86.
81.
87.
So this is a goal.
This is gold.
No question.
This is gold.
But what's it going to end up at? Let's get into this. Let's talk aroma. I love the aroma. Let's get our scores. 8.
8.
I gave it a 7.
Oh.
I really like this. I got a lot going on. I got the sherry, a lot of sherry.
Yeah.
I got some malt. I got a tiny. The ethanol was the only thing that kicked me down.
Because
it is there.
It's prevalent. Yeah. And then more than any other component.
And there's like a slight bit of brininess. I like
Which I like. I mean, you expect that out of these.
So why a 7 for you, Dylan?
Yeah, so I didn't get any of the ethanol. I don't know what
I definitely get that.
about. I have no idea what that's all about.
The nose has.
The issue is, I think, in terms of the complexity of the aroma is not there. I think it's because the peat is a little bit overwhelming at times.
I did not
Sherry
find that.
is definitely forward.
No.
But the thing is,
Sherry was bigger than the peat. I'm sorry.
Looking at things underneath it, trying to get like a little bit of that flour, looking at some of these other types of kind of different preparation of fruit, it was very difficult to tease out. I would argue that this is probably the weakest component of this release.
Let me tell you why you're wrong. Because what you're picking apart on this is why it's not a 10 and why it's an 8. You're starting at a 0 and trying to work your way up. Like this is an 8.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
I knew that wasn't gonna work.
It's not going to work.
Really not. It's really not. And the reason
I understand. I could have easily have ended up at a 7. I don't think you're far off.
Point. Yeah.
I think it's a good nose. It's not a 10. Yeah. Definitely. None of us think it's a 10. Yeah. None of us would think it was a 9. Yeah. It's a 7 to an 8.
Yeah.
Agreed. Okay. Let's move on to the next category. Flavor spectacular. It's an 18.
It's an 18.
Look at
this
that.
is where it shined.
Agreed. This is where it shined. Yeah, agreed. You're getting everything that you would have with Scotch.
Why not a 20?
Well,
what brought you down to an 18? Because it's really amazing on the palate. I gotta agree.
Yeah, I think some of the weakest points for me was the finish.
No, we're talking about flavor.
Right, but I'm talking about like the flavor in the finish and stuff, and that's where it was missing for me. Like on the mid palate, it's like it faded too quickly in the mid palate, even. And I wasn't getting a lot of like the floral components out of it that I got from the nose. You know, it faded again really quickly. So.
I'll tell you what was missing for me was I got the sherry and I got the spice. I really didn't get a ton of malt, and I really didn't get a lot of peat. And I was kind of missing a little bit of those. They needed to be bumped a little bit for me. Yeah. Like the sherry was really prominent, and I got the spice on the last third of the palate, and I liked that. I thought that was right. That was where it should be, but I was lacking a little bump in the other two things that I was expecting: the grain and the peat.
The best way I can describe the flavor: smoked overripe peaches. It's like I
wish I'd gotten the smoke. I didn't get the smoke.
It's like
Me too.
I think Dutch and I smoke a lot of meats and all kinds of crazy stuff. This is if I put a bunch of ripe or overripe fruit in our smoker and smoked it up and then kind of blended it all together, and that's what you're trying to eat.
But here's the problem.
I get that.
Here's the problem: is I just get the fruits. I just don't get the smoke. I really just don't get the smoke.
I think the smoke is there.
If you and I combined our flavor approaches,
I got the smoke,
it would be
but
a 20.
I didn't get the fruit.
The reason why it's not a 19 or 20 is you are right. There's a missing component here, which is the flour.
It's weird that
what we get is really, really pleasant.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for that like sherry
you want that
bomb
extra,
with the
we're missing different things. That's what's missing.
It has that peat. Oh, this is your jam. I mean, literally jam. This is jam.
It's really good. Yeah. It's really good, no doubt. All right, let's move on to body. It's fantastic. It's not perfect, but it's really good. 8.
Oh, I gave it a 9.
Oh.
I don't know why. You're talking like it's a 9.
Okay, tell me why I'm wrong.
Okay, so first, the heft is there. The heft is there, and I don't think it's the proof. I don't think it's the proof that's giving the heft. I think it's the flavor profile that is touching your mouth. It's coming at all angles, and it's really, really rich. It's heavy.
So let me give the counter. The spice and the drying are what brought me down to the
drying.
I don't get any of the drying. I don't get any of the drying.
Yep, no, I'm getting it.
I don't get any of that.
It's not that oily viscosity that I would normally expect, and that's why I just thought it was a little bit.
It could have been a little better.
It's as though like the specific gravity is just so prominent. It's just high. It's heavy. It's weighted. It's not perfect because, again, I do think that there's a little room for improvement because we've seen it in some of the single barrel releases. So
I'm close, but I'm going to stick with my 8. Let's move on to complexity. It really shined here for me, a 9.
I give it an 8.
I give it an 8.
Really, guys?
Yeah.
You know what kicked me over the edge? Because I initially had an 8. No. But when you get to the last third of the palate, that spice kick, that's what just punched it over, man.
The last third of the palate is so weak to me. I mean, we'll get to this next category, but
I really thought that the complexity really hit. I mean, you get the sherry hit, you get the grain hit, and then that spice hit on the last third. I'm still missing the smoke and the peat. I just don't get enough of that for me. So I wish I had a little more of that, but I get the fruit, and it's delicious. So
for me, like, it mostly focused on the smoke, on the peat. I didn't get a lot of the fruit component, and that's actually where I knocked it off in terms of its complexity. Yeah.
So complexity, I get the peat.
Yeah.
And I get just a touch of smoke, which is very pleasant. Obviously, this is like a sherry bomb to a degree.
No. I don't think it's a sherry bomb. There's a sherry hit, but it's different. It's not that rich sherry hit. It's perfectly layered. That's why I really liked it, actually. I wouldn't call it a bomb at all. I would call it a sherry layer.
You're right.
It's weird because
like
I get two sherry flavors come at me. Like the first and the second wave. It's like, you know what? I feel like the master distiller is like, okay, you're going to get a little bit of the sherry, and I'm going to let you taste it, but then, bam, right at the end, I'm going to just give you that extra layer of sherry again.
It disappears.
They could have come with more flour and things like that.
I see what you're saying.
I really enjoyed that part. And so I thought it was a fantastic presentation.
Okay, guys, let's move on to balance. I think a lot of our disagreement here is because, in my opinion, I think it's really amazingly balanced. I give it a 9.
I give it an 8. It's a fair balance. I mean, I don't think it's an amazing balance.
I gave it a weak 9.
No, well, the reason I think it's a 9 is because I just think that when you're talking about those waves of sherry and the smoke and the peat, I just think that they're blended really, really well. And they come together in this really nice package. And whatever happens to hit your palate the right way is what you pick up on. And that's a really interesting thing because if you stop and you think about it and you break it down, I can start to see what you guys are saying. And to me, that's the epitome of balance. That's like somebody really did their work on this. And they really made a complex, interesting dram.
This could have gone wrong.
Totally.
This could have gone wrong.
It could have been way too spicy easily.
We've seen it go wrong. And they did it. They did it right.
It's Highland Park, dude. They're not going to screw up.
It was a decent offering. I mean, I give it an 8. So, no, I mean, I think where it was a little bit weak was, again, it was mostly focused on the peat and the smoke for me. I was missing, like, the fruit component. So.
I wish.
No, there's a lot of fruit. I think what's missing is flour. More of the flour.
And flour.
With you on that.
And like the bright flavors, it's missing some of that.
I was actually missing the smoke, personally.
Some.
I really wasn't going to smoke. Okay, guys, let's keep moving to finish. I thought the finish was really good, an 8.
I thought this is where it was its weakest. I give it a 7.
I thought this is where it shined. I thought it was 9.
I think it's good. I mean, I'm still tasting it.
Let me give it.
It faded way too.
No way.
Taste it again.
I bet. I'm almost.
You should burp, and you'll get it.
Oh
back.
yeah, I just
you'll get it back, right? You'll get it back.
That's why I was like,
smell it.
No,
it's fantastic.
You know what's interesting about this is that it tastes like
peat.
It's a more expensive Scotch.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Like you know what? You know where I got this?
I
got this.
It's gone again.
In the Glendronach 21. I would get that kind of really like dark, rich sherry finish. The reason I think it's one more. Springbank.
The reason I think it's better than the Glendronach is that it doesn't keep getting sweet. To me, this shifts from the sherry and it gradually tapers more into the smoke and the peat on the finish. And that's why I like it so
much. I want to throw this out there. Springbank 12-year cask.
I'm going to go up a point.
Okay. Springbank 12-year cask.
I'm gonna go to a 9.
It's fresh in my mind because I actually finished the bottle. I finished the bottle recently.
No.
And I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot.
No.
This is what's giving brain.
You're being biased.
All right,
Absolutely. This is my opinion.
Wrong opinion. But let's move on to uniqueness. For everything we've said here tonight, it's a 9. I'm sorry.
It's an 8.
Okay, no, sorry. What's another 63.9% Scotch that you've ever had in your entire life?
Batch 1.
Okay, that's also a 9.
Which I think is better. All the more why I'm just dropping this down.
Wow. You're going to have to try these head to head, you realize.
I
right?
know.
Okay.
That's what's going to be so good.
I gave it an 8.
I think you guys are missing
Wait,
the point.
hold on. I know Jules can't name it. All right. Springbank 12 cask.
I got no flavor
Okay.
memory.
Glenlivet signatory. Okay.
How much is that? How much is that? How much is that?
I'm sorry.
How much
we
are
doing
both
value?
of those?
I'm sorry. Are we doing value? No. We're talking about uniqueness. Okay.
Yes, uniqueness encompasses the fact that this is a $70 or $80 whiskey.
Okay.
I'm sorry, dude.
No, it doesn't.
You're naming it. Oh, I can name stuff that's 10 times the price that's just as good. No, you dude, come on. Name things that are in the same category. Name one whiskey in the same category, price range as this.
No, we're not doing price range. We're talking about the
Doesn't
flavor
matter.
profile.
Uniqueness encompasses everything.
Yeah,
you
that's
know
why
this.
it's really high. It's an 8. But it's not a 9 or a 10 because there
come
are
on.
other ones available. Hold on. Shh. Highland Park single barrels. Okay.
Again,
First fill.
$200, dude.
First fill.
$200.
Okay. There is a Highland Park 15-year barrel pick.
How much
that's
is that?
Available.
How much is that?
Available.
$200.
No, it's $160.
You're making the case why this should be higher, dude.
No, that's
You
why
can't
it's an
name
8.
a
That's why it's
single $70 whiskey that's $70
Look at, did you
Scotch
see
that's-
how he
that's
changed
good.
it? He said, "Name a single
$70.
Scotch whiskey." And
So
then
I
I'm like, I'm
changed
sorry,
it.
David. It's like, oh,
So I changed it. Now name it. Now name it. Now name it. A $70 Scotch.
that's why it's not a
64%
5,
alcohol.
6, or 7. It's an 8.
It should be a 9. You're wrong. Both of you are wrong.
The both of you is.
Name me one. Name me one in this category that is the same proof, that is this good. Name me one.
Let me think here.
Crickets.
Batch.
Dalmore. I think there's a
Not even close.
Batch.
You're
barrel pick.
grasping at the straws and you're falling down into the chasm. And all you need to do is just recognize that this is a 9.
We're talking about uniqueness. I think you're mixing up with value.
He is, clearly.
Oh my god.
Clearly.
guys.
Moving on.
Moving on.
So wrong. Okay. Aesthetics.
Wait.
No, drinkability.
Drinkability is a 9.
8.
This is a 10.
That's your point. I could easily keep sipping this.
Tastes like 20 proof.
64% alcohol, and I can keep sipping it.
Tastes like 20 proof.
You know, I'm just gonna go up to spite Jules.
I knew it. Again, I'm the only market correction here, man. These guys would give everything a
just
diamond if I wasn't here.
Smoked jam fruit
So good.
compote.
I don't get it.
Oh man, I can drink this.
Arguably,
I can drink this all day.
Whiskey of the year.
I can drink this all
Material
day.
right here.
I can drink
the
this all day.
year.
I don't know about that. All right, let's see.
Close. I said. Okay,
next.
guys. Aesthetics. I wish I could go higher, but I can only give it a 3. It just looks like every other Highland Park to me.
I give it a 4.
I give it a 4.
Why?
I give it a 4.
Because it's the standard package that you get there.
It's
you
the
get to see
standard
No, no, no,
package.
see the
That's why it's
release
a
number
3.
2. You see the release number 2.
You know what?
You gotta carefully
It's
look.
ribbed.
I love Viking.
It's ribbed for Dutch.
All of them are like this now.
I used to
ribbed for
live in a
Dutch.
Viking quarter.
Hang on a second.
What brings home, you know.
Do you want to see what Cask Strength number 1 looks like? Oh, it's exactly the same.
But these are the only 2 releases. Come on, see?
Whatever.
You
guys are
know
wrong.
we're
It's
right.
okay.
You know we're
Let's move on to value.
Here we go, baby.
Easy 5.
5. This
give it a
is
4.
no. You have to go up.
No,
on
you
this.
have to go up.
You have to go up on this.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you the question.
Okay, there you go. Now you ask.
$70, 64% alcohol
There you go.
Scotch with this flavor.
Batch
Name me one.
number 1.
No,
No,
this has
no,
to
they're
go.
both 5s.
This has to go. This
Name
has
me
to
one
go
other.
higher.
Name me something else that's not a Highland Park.
You know I can't do that.
Yes, so you're
It's
wrong.
got to go to a 5.
You have to go to a 5.
Look, we get it. You know, all the other stuff, you're trying to be like provocative and all that. You have to
You
give
have
that
to.
one a
You
5.
have to
That's
do
what
it.
my take on
Look,
it.
you
No, but you're wrong.
This
You
is all
have to
poser
fix
stuff,
it.
like,
You
fine.
know you have to fix
Have
it,
to
Jules.
fix it. Okay,
On
good.
value,
All right.
just because you guys argue so
there
much.
you go.
I was falling asleep over
Peer
here.
pressure. Pure.
Okay, so we finally did
admit that.
We pulled.
Alright, unanimity.
We knew to do it.
Unanimity.
We pulled.
We're gonna get like psychologists looking at this stuff, man.
Like Jules has been battered.
Like, you're a bully. You're a bully.
All right, guys, let's get our final tally for Highland Park Cask Strength batch number 2. I ended up at a spiteful 88.
Market correction over here, 82.
87.
Which gives us our official Curiosity public score
85.
for Highland Park Cask Strength number 2.
Did it get there? Did it get there?
Well, you know, it deserves its spot. So, Highland Park Cask Strength number 2 gets. I gotta write it now.
It got on the board?
No, I think it's equal. It must be 85.
Gets
85.
an 85. It is tied.
Wow,
it is tied with all these guys down here. So we got to move these guys up a little bit. We'll put it up here, but it's equal with the last 3.
Yeah.
Equal with batch number 1.
That makes sense.
Well done.
Matt, good thing we fought for that extra point.
I know, dude. I know. If we hadn't fought for that, this would have been worse.
So this game ain't rigged at all. We fought for that.
Whatever. We're gonna check your score.
This is not a game.
We're gonna check his score when we do the taste-off. So
This is serious.
all is gonna be.
It's gonna be all the same to me.
A fantastic showing by Highland Park again with this. Jules, take
We
us
gotta
out.
do the head-to-head, though.
Yeah, you guys gotta check that out. If you're not already a member of Curiosity Private, which is a membership program here on YouTube, you get access to this head-to-head taste-off. Also, if you're a member of Patreon, so if you're a patron of ours, thank you so much. You'll get that you get that exclusive taste-off video. Comment below, let us know what you guys think. Thumbs up, thumbs down, either way, cool, let us know. Subscribe for more videos from Curiosity Public. Hit that bell icon so you get notified when there's new videos. You can help our channel out, again, as mentioned, with the 2 programs, Private, Patreon, T-shirts. Check out T-shirt shop, link down below. Podcasts, all the major podcast platforms out there. As always, stay safe, stay healthy.
Stay curious.
Dutch floating.
Dutch is gone.
No, Dutch is trying to keep the show together, man.
Trying to fight
All right, let's go.
for his right.
It's a party. All right, get the glass.